If you're thinking about buying in Rancho Mirage, you need to understand one thing up front. This market operates different than most. I'm Heath Hilgenberg with the Hilgenberg Group of Keller Williams offices. After nearly 3 decades in real estate here in the Coachella Valley, Rancho Mirage consistently stands out as one of the most stable and strategically predictable markets you can buy into. And that's exactly why people choose it. This is not a market driven by urgency or speculation. It's driven by positioning. In Rancho Mirage, you're not just buying square footage or upgrades, you're buying into a controlled environment. The city is built around gated communities, and those gates create layers of value that go far beyond the home itself. Privacy, security, consistency, that's what defines pricing here. You'll often see 2 homes that look very similar on paper. Similar size, similar condition, even similar lot sizes, but priced very differently. And for most buyers coming from outside the area, that can be confusing. The difference almost always comes down to the community. Which gate it sits behind, what the HOA structure looks like, what level of maintenance and amenities are included, and how that community is positioned within Rancho Mirage. That's where the real value is. Now, let's talk about pricing strategy. Rancho Mirage typically starts at a higher baseline than most other cities in the valley. You'll commonly see entry points around the $800,000 range, and it moves quickly into the multi-million-dollar level depending on the community and location. That higher entry point is intentional. It keeps density lower. It filters the buyer pool, and it protects the overall feel of the city. This isn't a place where you see rapid overdevelopment or dramatic shifts in inventory. It's controlled, and that control plays directly into long-term value. Now, one of the biggest strategic factors here, and one of the most misunderstood, is the HOA, Homeowners Association. In Rancho Mirage, the HOA is not just a fee, it's part of the investment. Some communities have relatively modest HOA dues, others are significantly higher. But what matters is not just the number, it's what the number is doing for you. Is the community well maintained? Are reserves strong? Is there consistent landscaping, security, and infrastructure upkeep? Are there amenities that support the lifestyle? Pickleball, fitness, clubhouses, golf, tennis. Because in this market, a well-run HOA can directly support long-term property value, and a poorly run one can quietly erode it. So the strategy is not to avoid HOAs, it's to evaluate them correctly. Now let's shift to appreciation and risk. Rancho Mirage is not where you go for aggressive short-term gains. It's where you go for stability. The buyer profile here is different. You have a higher percentage of cash buyers, second homeowners, and retirees. They're less dependent on financing, and that reduces volatility. What that means for you as a buyer is predictability. This market tends to hold its value well, even when other parts of the value fluctuate. It doesn't spike as dramatically, but it also doesn't drop as aggressively. And for many buyers, especially those looking at second homes or long-term lifestyle properties, that trade-off makes a lot of sense. Another key piece of strategy is understanding micro-locations within Rancho Mirage. Even within the same city and even within the same community, positioning matters. Mountain views can create a significant premium. Interior lots tend to be quieter and more desirable. Proximity to clubhouses or amenities can either add value or create noise depending on the layout. And small differences in orientation or exposure can impact both livability and resale. These are the details that don't always show up online, but they matter. And they're often the difference between a good purchase and a great one. Now let's talk about negotiation. Rancho Mirage is not typically a heavy discount market. Many sellers here are financially secure. They're not under pressure to sell, and they're not reacting emotionally to offers. So coming in aggressively without context can actually hurt your position. The better approach is precision, understanding how the property is positioned within its specific community, looking at how long it's been on the market, evaluating how it compares to similar homes nearby, and then structuring an offer that aligns with that reality. That's how you get deals done here. Not by pushing harder, but by being more informed. So when you zoom out and look at Rancho Mirage as a whole, the strategy becomes clear. You're not buying for speed, you're buying for stability. You're not buying for hype, you're buying for consistency, privacy, and long-term livability. And the goal is to make sure you're in the right community that aligns with how you actually want to live. If you get that part right, everything else tends to fall into place. If you're getting value from this, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We put out content like this consistently to help you make smarter real estate decisions here in the Coachella Valley. And if you have questions about Rancho Mirage or any specific communities, drop them in the comments. We review every one and we'll point you in the right direction. If you're considering making a move, the next step is really simple. Click the link below and fill out a quick form. With over 700 agents across our offices, our role is to make sure you're working with the right one. Based on your goals, we'll match you with one of our top agents who specializes in exactly what you're looking for, so you can move forward with confidence. I'm Heath Hilgenberg with the Hilgenberg Group of Keller Williams offices, and I'll see you in the next video.